My name is Simon and welcome to my garage. The Suzuki Swift has always been a driver's car, and this is definitely also the case with this because it is a 1.6 liters sport edition. But it does have its weaknesses, and that weakness is something that definitely, reduces the driver car's feeling because it is a steering rack. The steering rack is simply prone to break or get worn out. And how the driver or the symptoms that the driver then feel is actually that when you have made a turn, the steering wheel does not get back to its center position. So I'll show you what's going on here. So in order to remove the steering rack, which is right here, you need to take down the whole front frame. And that's actually done by mainly 4 screws. We have one here, we have one here. And then you need to dismantle the stabilizing arm, the tie rod, of course, and also the lower part, the bolt. I don't know what the English name is. And but something really annoying happened during this. One of those 4 bolts, the one right here, it actually broke up in the chassis of the car, and it did it on both sides. It's been sitting there for 16 years. It was rotted almost all the way, so yeah, it's gonna be a pain to take that out. But let's just see what it looks like, and we can talk about the next step. So here it is, and I'm gonna dismantle the steering rack, which is right here. I'm gonna put it up to my workbench, and then we will disassemble some of the rotor basically, which sits here. And then we are gonna grease up the bearings. And the reason for the whole disturbance is apparently a small bushing, and we're gonna replace that and then see how it fits and actually is it gonna work. So give me 2 minutes and I'll get back. All right, the steering rack is now ready to be disassembled, and you basically, I have cheated a little bit, start by removing the one rod arm. Then you need to remove first this machine part which sits here with a spring on top. Bolt comes out of this hole. You go to the other side, and you take out first this big nut, and underneath that there's another nut which holds the rotor, or the steering rack gear, you could say. When this is done, we get to the fun part. You get to use your machine again. So let's see what happens. Got this cover. And here we have the sprocket which makes the pinion gear turn basically. We have this here, and we should be careful with that. I'll just put it over here. And right now we should be able to pull out the rest of the steering rack in this direction. Oh, no wonder it cannot get back to center position. I cannot even get it out. That's insane. I think it's bent. here it comes. Okay guys, no wonder it doesn't work. Can you see? It doesn't help just change the bushing. Damn. God. Nevertheless, let's see what the bushing looks like. Because it is actually right here. I don't know how in the world this shaft could bend. I simply don't know. But here's the bushing anyway. This is so annoying. This is the bushing. So I don't really know what to do about the shaft anyway. There's no way that I can make this straight again, and it's not gonna work nevertheless. So. Pity, a complete waste of work. Ta-da! I was so lucky to get a hold of a brand new steering rack since the old one was unrepairable, at least by me. So I want to show what I have done. With the old steering rack, I took a measure behind this rubber protection cover, so I know exactly what position or how the steering rack is positioned. And at the same time, before I removed the old steering rack, I locked the steering wheel. I have a lock, similar as when you're doing a wheel alignment. So the steering wheel is locked, and I know this dimension between those two should be approximately 62 millimeters. I know that. And when fitting the tie rods here, I actually counted the threads which were on the old steering rack and positioned them at the same position again. And hopefully this will at least help the wheel alignment to be a little easier once it's fitted. And another thing, those are the old bolts, and I highly recommend, especially when it's like this, to cut up the thread one time before using it again, so it'll be just like new. And I want to show you the front frame, which were supported by those 4 bolts. 2 of them broke. Well, after cutting up the thread again, it's almost like new, this bolt. So of course I need to buy 2 as well. And up in the frame, it's the same thing. You need to cut up the thread one more time before applying or fitting the new bolts. So that has been done. And the front frame, we actually have it right here. And as you can see, it has now been covered with a rust protective sealant. But before I did that, I grinded off all the loose rust, and now it is ready to fit the steering rack on top. And yeah, let's see how it fits the car. So now I got the front frame and the steering rack in place, connected it to the wheel linkages, and it's still supported by the jack actually, which I of course used to also install it. And that's simply to the fact that the 2 bolts which broke are located up here, and I haven't gotten them yet. So, but on the other hand, these 2 bolts, this one and on the other side, were so easy to fit now that the thread were new. But something is actually causing me quite some issues. And that's inside the car, the steering wheel shaft, you see it right here, is really annoying to connect to the, let's see if I can apply the light. Yeah, here we have the shaft from the steering rack coming up, and it's pretty complicated to fit. And I actually think that I'm gonna have to, see if I can get some good lighting, to take the shaft out of the car and simply open this a little bit more, because I simply cannot get it to connect with this shaft. So that is annoying. Anyway, that's about it. I hope you like this video, and stay safe and take care. Bye bye.